It's pointless. Hmm.
Hey guys,
Hello, Vijay.
how about Dharnesh? Is he joining?
Uh, I'm not sure. Just give me 2 minutes. I don't think he's joining. He's out.
Okay, joining, right?
No, no, no. I don't think so. He's not.
Oh, okay, fine. Then let's get started.
Yeah.
So we are getting into Spring Boot. All the scenarios we have also already verified in Spring is going to be different in Spring Boot. What is the difference between Spring and Spring Boot? Spring, we already discussed that it is a different ground where you can practice all your games which you already played in your normal core Java and advanced Java, right? So we learned everything, whatever you have done in your core Java and advanced Java in Spring ground. Now, the extended version or even more advantage version of Spring is going to be Spring Boot. What do you mean by Spring Boot? The name itself having boot. So maybe Nikhil or Niti, if you have already worked on Spring Boot examples, do you have any idea what is the difference between Spring and Spring Boot? Anyone?
No, no,
Okay. You never worked on it, Spring Boot,
no,
both of
no.
you? Okay. So many points will be there, so many talkings will be there. Like, yes, Spring Boot is going to reduce even more work you are doing in Spring. When we are learning Spring itself, we talked like it is reducing a lot of works compared to your normal stuff. But Spring Boot is advanced stuff, even it is going to reduce more. complicated configurations what you have done in your Spring. Of course, all the Spring projects, either it is going to be a core Java or advanced Java, you dependent on the container, spring.xml or application context.xml or whatever it is. When we are talking about eliminating configuration or reducing configuration, we are getting away from XML stuffs also. So in Spring Boot, you no need to do more XML configurations what you have already done in your Spring framework. That is one advantage you can tell. There is a major difference. Why we need Spring Boot is a straight point is RAD, Rapid Application Development. What do you mean by rapid application development? If you need to build a web-based application, you need to do a lot of steps in your core Java, I mean advanced Java or even in Spring framework. What are the steps? First, you need to install the server. You need to make sure Tomcat or any other server is installed properly and running fine in your PC. And then you're going to build a project. You need to configure the web.xml and another other XMLs if needed. So once your project is ready, what you are going to do? It's not simple like run on server from the Eclipse. Finally, what you need to do? I don't know. I believe that we already talked about it. What is the extension of the file if you're developing a Java project when you are delivering? What is the extension you are going to share that file? Or when you are developing a web-based applications, what is the extension of the file when you are deploying the final one single file to the client? Anyone?
A
How
dot
we
class.
sorry, like
Hey, Dharnish.
no,
Okay.
sorry for joining late.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. So that's my question. Anyone?
Uh, dot class.
No. A single project may have 100.java files. When you are compiling, of course, it will generate 100.class files. So when you're telling dot class, are you going to give 100 dot classes as individual pieces to client, or you will zip it? Zip it means what is the extension? You are having win.rar, folder.rar or folder.zip, like that. What is the extension of Java? Jar file, guys, right? Java
Right.
archive, JAR. I'm asking you to export your project as jar and run in your command prompt, right? What does that mean? You are archiving all the .class files into jar file. You're going to deliver the project to client in a single file only, .jar file only. Clear, everyone? Maybe in the first or second session itself, we talked about it. So if for core Java applications is going to be a .jar file, what is the extension of the web-based application? And anyone? Dot what? War file. Have you heard about it? War. So if you're having a JSP project or anything, you can export as a .war file. You can build in a single .war file. So after installing Tomcat, after building the application, after exporting as a WAR file, you can close all the Eclipse. You need to go where exactly your Tomcat installed inside Tomcat, inside web apps. You need to put that WAR file, and then only independently you can access it through the browser. Even when you are running the URL in the browser, you need to make sure your Tomcat is running in the backend. All these things needed for developing a web-based applications. But with the Spring Boot, you can do it immediately. Rapid application development. How you can do it immediately? How you can do very fast? The name itself telling boot. Boot means what? We have already seen system boot and all. When you are booting the system, what it will happen? You're switching off and we are running the system as a boot means it will execute all the steps from the scratch. Installing drivers, installing OS, etc., everything from the scratch. So whatever your PC needs, it will boot. It will boot and implements or install all the steps, and it is ready for use. Like that, what do you mean by Spring Boot is? When you are creating a project itself, you are going to tell what is your dependency. I'm going to develop a web project means just to select Spring Web. If you selected that, automatically this Spring Boot will provide you inbuilt Tomcat, inbuilt web-based application support, everything. You no need to install or you no need to put any jar files. Nothing is needed here. Everything will be loaded automatically. Even we can directly say you can uninstall your Tomcat in your PC. You don't need that if you're working in Spring Boot, because if you are choosing your project as Spring Boot, the Spring Boot will provide you its own Tomcat server. And we are not going to have any XML files and all other than only one file, pom.xml. When you are hearing this word, you will hear the word immediately, Maven project. Yes, Spring Boot project, your Spring tool suite, everything is built based on Maven architecture. On the left hand side, whatever the architecture you are going to see is going to be more or less same of your Maven project. So Maven project means, yes, the dependency will be available in the pom.xml. What all are the dependency you guys have added, for those dependencies, all the jar files will be loaded from the net automatically. You no need to do any manual stuff. And the beauty is, even though you are building a web-based application in Spring Boot, the final extension of the file is going to be .jar file. .jar file means what? It is ready to use immediately. You no need to look for a server. You no need to look for a specific folder or location to put that particular file to run it. Just a double click of the .jar will ready to run your web-based application. Either you can double click or you can run the jar file in the command prompt. The command prompt says your project is ready. Then you just open your browser, access the project using a URL. Everything is going to be very quick. So as we discussed already, I told this already, in Spring Boot we will be playing with the web-based applications, because this is to develop web-based applications quickly. We'll be seeing how web services, MVC, right, all those things will work in Spring Boot, how quickly you can develop it. And apart from that, one very important and high advanced stuff related to the database. So far we learned starting from the order JDBC, normal Hibernate, and Spring JDBC, and Spring Hibernate. Finally, this guy is going to overtake all the stuffs. It is going to only the setup. Once you've done the setup, everything is going to be very simple compared to all the previous stuffs. So with respect to Spring Boot, in the interview, you need to talk about this. To develop rapid application development. What development you are doing? What rapid means you are going to develop means, I'm going to develop a web-based applications as a jar file, which reduces a lot of configurations, a lot of my work.
Ah,
Right. So that is what you need to tell with respect to Spring Boot. Difference between Spring and Spring Boot. Any questions with respect to the theoretical stuff so far? Okay. Go ahead and share your screen. Anyone of you? Okay. Okay, you already started the Spring tool suite, right? Okay, good.
yes, yes.
Now you can click create a Spring starter project, the second option. No, second, yeah. So here, give the name as, let's see how web service quickly you can develop. Type Spring Boot web service. Web service. Okay, and select your Java, hold on, select your Java version as 8. And group, in group you can delete example, you can give com.n2s. com.n2s, and in package it is going to be com.n2s.demo, or keep it as com.n2s.main. com.n2s.main. and click next. Okay, here this is what your starter. Type web. Type web. You'll be getting Spring Web. Yeah, select the Spring Web checkbox. That's it. Click next. Click finish. It will create a Maven architecture project. At the bottom right hand side, you can see the loading jar files progress and everything. So once the pom.xml everything is built, you will be seeing a boot symbol at the end of the project. Okay, expand the project. What is the error symbol is there? Okay, let's see. Open the pom.xml. So have a look at line number 20, dependency. Whatever you have selected, it will be added. Rest of the stuff is by default, it will come. Same of Maven project. If you forgot to add something, the project got created. Now you need that. What you need to do? For example, in this project, you need MySQL connector. So you need to get the dependency code from the net. These 4 lines XML code you'll be getting from Maven repository itself directly. You can copy paste. It will load the jar. Okay. Now expand source main Java. Go to your package. Okay, open that file. That is the starting point of your Spring Boot application. It is going to have a main method only, right? And but even though it is having a main method, this is not a normal class. It is a Spring Boot application controller. So that's why at line number 6 there is an annotation to tell the compiler, don't treat this class as a normal class. It is a Spring Boot class. Okay, this is the default coding. Now remember what all are the steps we have performed when we are learning web services. You need to load the manual jars, corresponding jars. You need to configure the web.xml, and then you will be playing with more methods and annotations. Now the first two things is eliminated. You no need to load the jars since we have already web. All the corresponding jars will be already available. And second point, you no need to configure the web.xml, right? Directly you can create methods and annotation, play with it. Immediately you can develop the application. Okay, let's create a couple of methods here in this class itself. Okay, first, apart from the Spring Boot application, this class at line number 6, it is there, right? Default, yes, this is Spring Boot application, but now you're going to play with web services also, RESTful API. So we need to add couple more annotation before Spring Boot application. Add @REST controller, capital R, capital C. After line number 5, yeah, REST controller. And one more annotation, enable auto configuration. Enable auto configuration. Okay, now after your main method, you can have a couple of methods. Public string welcome, string welcome. Inside the methods is a return statement, return in double quotes, welcome to Spring Boot web service. Welcome to Spring Boot web service. Okay, one more method, public string display, return my name is Nikhil. Return my name is Nikhil. And the last method can be parameter type method, addition. Public string addition, parameter int value 1, int value 2. And the inside return statement, tell me how you will be returning this integer value into string. Core Java question. You need to add both of the values and return in string type. How you will be doing? Anyone? Niti? Nish?
Can we do this?
No. How you will be converting an integer to string? That's it. The answer is in my question itself. Return integer dot to string of method. Capital I, wrapper class. Integer dot string method. To string and inside a plus b. Okay, now we need to add annotation. For the first method, welcome, add a request mapping annotation after line number 16. No. After line number 16, for welcome method, request mapping annotation. Open and close parenthesis. Full quotes / welcome, small letter maybe. Do the same thing for display. Addition is going to be little different. First to complete that / addition. After that, here you need to pass the value, right? So addition, after that put a slash, open and close curly bracelet. Inside the curly bracelet pass a, and after that, after curly bracelet put one more slash. Do the same thing for b, curly bracelet b. Now for a and b, what's happening here? It is a path parameter handling, which we have already seen in your web services, right? So we need to add annotation for int a and int b also. So before int keyword, the annotation is going to be @path variable. Before int keyword at line number 29, @path variable. If you remember, in web services, we used @path param annotation. Here we are using path variable notation. So in the interview, they're asking what does the difference mean? Both will do the same work, but path param belongs to web service, path variable belongs to Spring Boot. That's it, Spring or Spring Boot. Do the same thing for int b also. That's all. You completed your web services. Nothing more is needed. So do you feel compared to Spring Web Service or normal web service, it is going to be very, very easy. Now you can run the application, run on server. Sorry, not run on server. Right click on your project, run a Spring Boot app will be there. Run as down Spring Boot app. Yeah. Allow access. Okay, remind me later. Now maximize the console first. That's all. Your project is running. Actually, the jar file is running now. All the startup, everything is there. See, Tomcat server is started from line number 4 from the top. Tomcat version also. This is not your Tomcat, whatever you installed in your PC. This Tomcat is provided by Spring Boot since you loaded the web dependency. Clear? Now minimize the console, open your browser, any browser, Chrome or anything. Just type localhost /welcome. 8080/welcome. See, they are reducing a manual work even in the URL also. Are you guys noticing? We are not typing the project name at the end of the URL. Are you seeing, everyone? Even in Spring Boot, so normal Spring web-based applications, or even JSP servlet, all the places at the end of the URL, even just try to recall what you've done in web service. So after your host name 8080 slash project name slash, you should use rest keyword slash, and then you will be putting the request mapping, but nothing is needed here. Directly it will pick it up, right? So test for display also, display, delete welcome and type display. Okay, and type addition slash any one number slash another number. Okay, so do you guys agree how Spring Boot is fast, rapid application development for building a web-based applications? Go back to the coding, have a look once again, let me know if you're having any questions.
Vijay, I don't have any I mean doubt in this, but can we use all the Eclipse, like, I mean, instead of Eclipse, we can use the same thing, right? Like Spring Tool Suite.
Yes, in Eclipse also you can develop projects of Spring Boot, but this is
No, no, vice versa. I'm asking vice versa. Like all the projects, whatever
oh,
we done in Eclipse, can be implemented in this one,
yes,
right?
yes. This is actually Eclipse only. You can play with all the stuffs. Okay, this is Eclipse only, but specially an additional feature of Spring Boot. That's it.
Oh, okay, okay, got
Yeah.
it. Yep.
Okay. If no questions, then let's move on to the next one. Like in the interview, there will be a question like, what is Spring Starter and Actuator? Definitely, you'll be getting this question. Spring Starter and Actuator. So starter is which you have already done now. Whatever the dependency you are adding, it is a Spring Starter project. When you are starting the project itself, you are adding the dependency. That is your starter. And what do you mean by Actuator? Actuator is nothing but a kind of monitoring stuff of your product. Of course, we need to monitor the product. What is the health rate? The product is up or down, server is down, or Tomcat is shut down, or what? It is up or down. What all are the beans? So many categories coming under Actuator. All these categories belong, refers or relates to the monitoring stuff of your product. If this project is going to be a product, what all are the steps you can monitor? That's what you can do with Actuators. Let's create a new project itself. File new Spring Starter project.
Yeah, Vijay, before that, I think this seems to work.
Sorry,
I think this works.
it will work. It will work. I don't
Uh,
say you no need to do that. You should do that integer. But my question is that, like, how you will convert. See, it will work, but still, I don't think it is a proper conversion of string. You are displaying anything you can display as a string, right?
yes,
You
yes.
can have a character, you can have an integer, you can have any other stuff, float or something. You can display the float is also a string. You no need to do the conversion. Why we need to do the conversion? Hmm. For our operation purpose.
Yeah,
If you
but
really converted it, then
this
it
will
is
do
a real
the
string, right?
right, right, right. But this will do the conversion automatically, right? It adds it and converts it into a string when you add it to this.
Uh, you are using what, double quotes, huh?
Yeah, double
It's
quotes.
very less. Can you increase the font size?
Oh, right, right, right.
Go to window. Yeah. Appearance. Appearance. First one. Okay. Color and fonts. Scroll down. Expand basic. Expand basic. First one. Okay. Last one. Color and fonts will be there, I guess. Scroll
Text
down. Scroll
font.
down.
This is one, right? Text
Yeah.
font.
Text font. Yes. Increase 12. Edit. Click edit. Okay. Apply and close. Uh. Okay. Double quotes plus A plus B.
Phone, I'll just run it and see.
That's what, again, Nikhil, you are talking board, it is doing the addition and it is displaying the value. You are achieving your output. That is
No,
what you
no,
are
hold on.
talking, right?
Yeah, but it converts it into a string because you added to this double quotes.
Okay. Oh, that's a new thing for me. From which
Yeah.
version it introduced?
I don't know, but I've been doing this for a while. When since I've been working in Java, I found this, and then since then, whenever I want to convert to string, I've been using this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it is like I'm having int x equals 5. You are telling that string s equals double quotes x. You can give like that plus
Yeah,
x.
yeah. You want to try that out or something? Yeah, double quotes plus X. It will give you a
But my
string.
question is int x equals 5. Yeah, string s equals x. It will give error, right? We need to convert into either this way or integer dot to string.
No, you don't have to. It won't give error because when you add a integer to a string, it automatically converts that integer to a string.
That's what I'm asking. So if it is proved that it is a proper conversion, because that is a class, integer dot to string is a method which they have written to convert a integer to string. But this code, line number 32, if there is a proof that it is actually doing the conversion, then it is okay for me. But please verify it.
Yeah, Vijay, like I'll show you. See, if I remove this, right? See, it'll give an error because they're
Yeah,
saying
that
they have
you
to
will get
return a
a
string.
error because
Yeah,
your return type is string.
exactly,
Okay,
exactly.
you need to do something with the double quotes. Actually, what my understanding here is at line number 32, you are
Hmm.
putting double quotes plus a plus b. It is doing something like string concatenation.
Yeah, yeah, it is doing string, but to concatenate, it has to convert to
That is
string,
what
right?
I am telling. I
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
I don't want it's like talking about virtual item and real item. You are showing like a virtual item, but you are telling that it is converting, but I don't see any proof. We need to check that. But the
Yeah,
line number
Vijay, but
31 is a
see,
proof that yeah.
yeah, but the point is, if it doesn't convert, I mean, it wants a string back, right? So this is proof that it converts it to a string.
Yes, means you are already passing a string. Double quotes means that's all. You are passing a string, so you won't get any error line number 30. So
Hmm.
along with the string, you are doing the concatenation. But
Yeah, yeah.
line number 31 is the suggestion is direct conversion of integer to string.
Hmm.
So this one you are telling that it is doing the conversion, not you need to make sure whether it is a conversion or concatenation. See here no problem in the page it is whatever it is displaying correct means fine. But when you are in a real operations in core Java, you are doing some mathematical operations or
Hmm.
conversion, then you need to make sure either 31 and 32 is same or not,
Yeah, I mean,
right?
I have whenever I've been doing this, no, I've found that every single time it works. I'm sure,
Okay,
100% sure it's the
then
same.
it's fine. Okay, then it's fine. Yeah. Okay, where we stopped.
A new,
Actuators, yeah, create a new project. File new, Spring starter project. Okay, give the name as Spring Boot Actuator. Okay, finish. Now go to next.
Spring Web.
Here, cell type Actuator.
Actuator.
Web also we need to select because we are monitoring over web. Along with that, Spring Boot Actuator, and at the top, Spring Web also select. Once you selected, always when you are creating the next project, it will pick the previous items just to reduce your manual work. So click next and finish. Loading the project. Open your pom.xml and verify the dependencies of your web and actuator should be there. Okay, now under your resources, expand Spring main resources. One thing is clear that we are going to reduce all the XML activities. Then where we will be configuring our stuff. For example, take hands off your Hibernate or JDBC. Hibernate. We will be doing the configuration, database configuration in your XML. But here we are talking that we are not going to have XML other than POM.xml. And where you will configure your own stuffs. What is the replacement of XML? And even it is not going to be a tax of XML. It is going to be even very simple. The guy is application properties. Open it. So here only we will be doing the backend configuration, application properties. Now we are saying about actuators. Let me give you few stuffs in the chat, copy paste it. So many actuator categories is there. We will be using few items. Copy paste. So give some space after line number 1 and after line number 5. All these things, line number 1 is a predefined thing. You should enable, okay? You should enable the endpoints. And line number 3 is about info of your application. Any data you can give, any app name, description of your project, and what is the version of project, any data you can give. Health endpoint. So I am just enabling always the monitoring of health should be enabled. Like this health, you are going to see so many things. So all these all those things can be configured in here. Okay. So now go to open your main application, Spring Boot main. I think we don't need to use those REST service here directly. We can run and check how Actuator is working. Do one thing, run the project, run as Spring Boot. Okay, open your browser, hit localhost colon 8080, and after that put a slash, put a slash, type actuator small. Okay, so see here, this many categories is there. After 8080 slash, have a look. Actuator is there, catches is there, health info. We configured the health and info stuff only. So rest of the stuff also you can configure based on your product. Now, can you type actuator slash info at the top? All these things you can try in real time. Slash info. See, whatever the item description you have set in that application properties, it will be displayed here. And delete info and try with health. Okay, so status is up. We're seeing how much memory used, how much memory is free, and finally somewhere it is 200 is not there. Status is up only is coming. Okay, I remember that somewhere it will display 200. 200 is a value of success, right? Up and running. Maybe it will work for binding the response. So this is what health. Your product is down. And if your server is running but your product is crashed, then you will be seeing status down, down status. Okay. So these all are the actuator categories, and this is how you need to set the actuator for your projects. Clear? And very important interview question, what is the difference between what is Spring Starter and Actuator? Starter is a dependency whatever you are using, Actuator is the monitoring steps for the product we are developing. Under actuators I have used like info, health, logger, those things and all, metrics, those things and all you can tell in the interview. And apart from this, you can combine your logging stuff also. Logging is a very important thing which all the projects or products need to be enable your logging stuff, right? Go back to your Eclipse. Okay, stop the server and open your application properties. Let's enable the logging. You want to have a comment, you can put asterisk symbol, sorry, hash symbol, hash equals to draw a line. After next line, After line number 8, hash equals give some big equals, like a line, draw a line. Okay, and next line, hash logging hash logging. This is how you can comment, logging. On next line also you can copy paste line number 10 if you want, just to put a heading stuff. Okay, now next line, enable it, logging dot, after line number 14, no, after the comment. Okay, you want to keep like that, that's fine. Logging, logging, put a dot, level dot package, logging dot, put a dot, level dot package. Level dot, delete dot and put back, it will come automatically package. Delete line number 12. Okay, equals logging dot level dot package equals info, capital, all are capital, info. Yes, info. And next line, logging dot file dot name. What file name you want to give? Logging dot file dot name. Okay, any name like app dot log, any name you can give. Okay, save it. Oh, there is still error. Put Control A, Control C, Control A, Control C, and delete everything. Do Control S. Okay, now paste it again. Something is wrong. Pom.xml is also throwing error. Do it again, once again. Control A, delete, Control C and delete everything. Do Control S. Okay, now paste it. I think it will work. I don't know why this is happening. Okay, save it. Let's see when running it. Save it. Save it. Go back to your Spring Boot main application. We need to do some coding there to enable your login. No, hold on. Go to your Spring Boot main. Yeah, open that file. We need to do something there to enable your logging system. So first thing, in your class name, Spring Boot Actuator application, at line number 7, implements application runner. Put control spacebar. Application runner interface. Okay, hit it. Now add unimplemented methods. Okay. Now after line number 10, let's create a variable. Public static final. This is what dependency injection. You are automatically taking the logger stuff. Public static final, class name is logger, capital L, logger class name. Variable name can be log, small, log equals log manager dot, L and M is caps, log manager dot. Get logger method will be there, get logger. Get logger, yeah. And inside the parenthesis, we paste your class name, complete class name, Spring Boot Actuator application. Don't give double quotes. Copy the class name, put a dot, you'll be getting a dot class attribute. Yeah, call it. Okay, import the package for logger. Make sure you are importing from log4j package. So many things may come. Apache logging log4j logger. Yes. Okay. So inside your method, the unimplemented method, you can try something like log.info inside the method at line number 21. Log.info parenthesis double quotes. You can pass any message like logger is enabled. Single parameter is enough. Double quotes, logger is enabled. Logger is enabled. And also maybe after line number 15 you can give log.info application started. Wherever you want to use, this is a replacement of sysout. Sysout will just display the information in the console, but logging will record the same stuff in your log file. Log.info double quotes. Yeah, any one parameter. Yeah, double quotes application started. That's it, I guess. Just run and check. Let it be. Let it be. You run the project. Let's see what is that. Okay. Fine. Now refresh the project. You'll be able to see the log file. Right click, refresh. Refresh. App.log is available. Do one more time. Is that why it is giving error? Go to application properties. But even if you are removing the logging also, it is giving error, right?
Yes, yes.
Why? Open your pom.xml. pom.xml. Actuator web. Okay, seems correct. Go back to application properties. Okay, delete the logging stuff. Delete the logging stuff. Only line number. You can paste it. I mean, cut it. Later on, we can paste it. Save it. Run the project. Stop the server and run the project. Okay, go to your browser and type Actuator. It's only listing health. Hit enter again. What happened? We didn't change anything, right? Go back. Why this guy is giving error? Okay, can you cut line number 3 to 8 also? Are you pasting somewhere in the notepad in the desktop?
No. Let me just.
Yeah, cut and paste in the notepad. Save it. So there is a cut the line 1 also. Stop the server first. Stop the server and do everything. Nothing. Still XML is showing error. Why? Open.
Uh,
Okay. Now can you type it? Type the first line. Okay, copy paste the first line only. See, something is happening in pom.xml. Let's do one thing. Quickly create a project. Something messed up. File new Spring Starter project. Or else let's do one thing. Actuator was worked, right? Can you click cancel and do all the stuff in Spring Boot web service? I mean, yeah, cancel it. Cancel this. Open your web service, open application properties, paste the logging stuff. Copy from your notepad. No error, right? Save it. Okay. Okay, you can delete the actuator stuff. Line number 1 to 8, you can delete it. Okay, save it. Open your main class from that project. Okay, implements application runner at line number 13. You can call, yeah, implements application runner at line number 13. Add and implemented methods. Go to the previous main file, copy that logger object creation line. It's already open right now. Spring Boot Actuator main application. Copy line number 12. Okay, after line number 16, placed it. Import the, yeah, change the class name. Change the class name. Your class name. Spring Boot Web Service. Okay. After line number 22, log.info. After line number 22, you can have one more data. Something. Line number 22. After line number. Okay, not required. All the rest of the item also will print, I guess. Application start at line number 16. Yeah, copy paste.
One sec, I think I've.
Or else, I guess before 22, paste it. Before 22. Because since it's starting that application, the next line is executing. Or okay, save it. Clear the console once again. Double X. Double X. Click the double X at the right answer. Yeah. Okay, now run the second project. Web services. So go to your browser and first check your display and welcome is working. Okay, now go to your project, right click, refresh, and see your log is created or not. It's created, app.log. Open it. Okay. So all the console steps, whatever you're printing, everything will be recorded in this log. And have a look. Right now we are enabled info only. At the bottom console, can you maximize the console? Just double click on the console. So in the interview, they may ask how many types of logging is there. So there are 5 types, I guess. Info, error, warning, debug, and all. If you want, you can make a note of it anywhere. Info, error, warning, debug, and all. Info means if you want to show any information, you can see in the green color info is coming. If your project throws any error, array index, out of bound exception, arithmetic exception, or that error, instead of info, error word will come in red color, and warning will come in yellow color, and debug will come in blue color, I guess. If you are selected all the information will recorded into the log. You can decide what information only should get recorded in the log. In real time, mostly we should not set all and debug. Debug means line by line you are debugging the coding, right? So it will record more number of lines. So debug and all, it will generate more number of lines in the log file. More log file will generate it, then it will affect your memory. I mean, your log file will be more. So it will occupy the GB allocator for your project. So usually we used to enable, if everything is perfect in our company, for our product, we used to enable only warning and error only. Info also sometimes we used to disable. So 2 things. One is go back to your application properties. So the log level, right, you are setting, you can set as info or debug, warning, all. Out of the 5 things, you can set anything. And also in real time, we used to have a rotation of files in our company. For our product, we used to keep last 10 days of logs only. This will be always there. Tomorrow, if Nikhil is opening this Eclipse and running the project, he will get a new file app1.log, which means the next day log. Like that, last 10, how many days of log you want to keep. That log rotation also you can set here. Date format or file format, file name format, all the things you can set in this application properties. So from now on, whatever the project you are practicing or you are working, for all the project, do setup of this logging first. It's a good practice that you can always make sure. For example, stop the server. Nikhil, stop the server and run the project again. Run the project. Close the app.log which you opened. Refresh the project and open again the app.log. Refresh and again open it. See here. The previously ran information also there. You won't miss it. Log file always keep the record. So if a customer is facing any issue, I am submitting the 5 entry I have entered, click submit button is throwing me error. Then we will collect the log file first. At what time, what user performing what. Based on this only, we will analyze the issue. Clear? Any questions on this, please ask me. And maybe if the previous project is still throwing error, I would recommend you, Nikhil, create a new project again for Actuator, copy paste the notepad Actuator again and set it down. Okay.
Okay.
That's it for today with respect to Spring Boot Web Services, Actuators, and Daughters logging also. Any questions, please ask me. Anyone? D. Darnish?
No, Vijay.
Okay.
Yeah, Vijay, what is Actuator actually supposed to do?
That's what I told you, right? It is going to have a information of product monitoring. Actuator is everything about product monitoring. What is your product information? What is the health of the product? Health means it is running or it is not. It is not running. Your Tomcat is up or down. It will show the status is up or down, and metrics will be there. What is the performance? How many users is using it? Whether it is causing any performance issue, like that. Beans will be there. Basically, I used to give this health info, those steps. But apart from that, if you are really interested, you need to read about it. What do you mean by actuator slash beans? What do you mean by actuator slash context and all? You need to read about it to talk over the interview. Whatever you have used, just tell that in the interview. You no need to tell that under actuators all the items I have used. No, I know actuators how to. This is very simple about setting up. You are not going to do any manual work. And for configuration, we'll be using the application properties. That's it. Clear?
Okay.
Niti, any question?
Not yet.
Okay.
Vijay,
Mhm.
Vijay, I have like a small doubt. You
Mhm.
told four things, right? Info, error, debug, log, and did I miss something
All,
else?
all.
All. Oh, okay, okay.
Yes. Okay. If nothing else, we can meet on Monday. You guys. Bye.
Thank you, Vijay.
Thanks.